Hi everyone, Gretchen Wegner here from the Anti-Boring Approach to Powerful Studying. And speaking of studying, and speaking of anti-boring, it is final exam season. And I would like to equip you all with one of my favorite anti-boring study techniques to prepare for exams that exists on the face of this planet. And what I'm going to do is share my screen and show you an example of what I'm talking about. So I recommend that students at the end of an entire course do something that I call honing their notes. And that is taking everything that you've learned from the entire course and summarizing it, if possible, on one sheet of paper. And I believe so strongly in this technique that I ask the teachers who take my course, The Art of Inspiring Students, to actually do this, to hone their notes at the end of every module, and then at the end of the entire course to hone them once more and get them onto one sheet of paper. And a teacher just posted in the course, and it was so beautiful what she created. I thought I would share my screen and show it to you all as an example of what's possible here. And students, I know that you have subjects like physics or history and not necessarily study skills like the teachers in my course. But nonetheless, I'm hoping that you'll get some ideas. So here we go. Sarah honed her notes into this beautiful visual metaphor. And it's clear that she chose ecological systems as the metaphor that she was going to try and condense everything she learned from me onto it. So you don't have to hone your notes in a super creative way like this. You could just have it be charts or tables or just write really small with bullets. But there is something really powerful for the brain about taking the time to think through a visual metaphor and then taking the time to figure out which pieces of what things you learn fit where into this visual metaphor. And it might seem crazy to you that you might take a physics class or a history class and actually like come up with a tree metaphor, for example, for all the information. But if you take the time to find the right metaphor when you sit down at the test to take the exam, you will actually, it'll be easier to remember all the information because you'll have such a strong visual memory for where that information fit in. So let me split my screen here and let's click there. Okay. So now let's take a look at how she did it. So on the right side right here, this is the outline for the course that I teach teachers. And so you'll notice here it says week 1, the study cycle and sticky learning. And these are all the videos she had to watch. And then you'll notice over here, she put what she learned in this unit right here, the study cycle at the top of the tree. And she actually also put it right here on these branches right here. These branches are the answer to the strategic study premise that I teach at the beginning of the course. So then we have the Train the Brain module. And here we look at why I teach students about their brain. We look at Indiana Jones and neural pathways. And over here, you'll see that she put neural pathways right here. And so that was for her the most important part of that module. Oh, also the formula for how to learn anything is also taught in that section, as well as da 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 metaphor as a teaching tool. And so she created a metaphor as her way to get that lesson onto this page. I'm not going to talk you through all the other ways that she did this, but truly, when I looked this over, everything that was in the entire course is represented on this one pager. The beauty for her of having such a visual image is now when she works with students, she can actually have this visible on her desk or in her space in some way. She could even show it to students. So it's not only a way to actually make sure she's learned all the information, but it's a reference tool for the future. And many of you are taking classes like intro level classes, where not only is it important to learn the information now, but it's also wonderful to have it as a reference tool when you go into more and more complicated classes to be able to look back and, What are the basics from Intro to Chemistry? What are the basic things I need to know about US history, from the Civil War to the present, for example. So you'll be helping yourself now for your final exams, but you'll also be helping yourself for the future. So good luck, y'all. If you want some more training on how to do Hone It notes, I talk about it in my course, The Anti-Boring Approach to Powerful Studying. If you want more information about how to teach students how to do Hone It notes, you can find that information in my course, The Art of Inspiring Students to Study Strategically. And both of those are available on my website, gretchenwegner.com. So good luck on finals, everybody. Email me at gretchen@gretchenwegner if you have .com if you have any questions whatsoever about this, and take good care of yourselves.